Hi everyone, and welcome to my channel. I've been guided to do another global energy check-in today, where I'm going to look into the energy at the moment. You may have seen my recent global reading where I looked at the 3D 5D split, and it was quite apparent that there's a shift happening as more and more people are awakening and moving into the 5D energy. However, at a 3D level, a lot of you have probably noticed globally that there's also a shift happening, but it's increasing. We've got a lot of unrest, turmoil, disputes, protests, shootings, of children, you've probably seen. So obviously, this is bringing out a lot of suppressed emotions in many. People are finding their voice. However, it's also potentially bringing up fear for some of you, which I'm channeling right now. So make sure you stay in the light. Don't drop into that negative, low vibration of fear. Act from the light with others. I know a lot of you do. I know I've mentioned obviously a few things that aren't very nice, but that's what's happening. Obviously, I'm in the UK, and you've probably seen there's a lot of unrest here in terms of protests, arrests now happening for people speaking out on social media, which is, crazy, really, if we think about freedom of speech. There have obviously been children who've lost their lives in the UK, Palestinian children since last year, that's been terrible, and so on and so forth. I won't mention everything. But just be mindful of looking at stuff, reading stuff in the media. Don't absorb too much because that can bring your energy down. Obviously, we want to be aware of what's happening, but don't let it consume you. It's the guidance that always comes through from Spirit. Stay in the light, share your light with others as well. So the energy that's coming through to me this morning globally is like the world is withering, if that makes sense. And it's going to be reborn as a result of all of this. So it will end, but we have to go through this dip first of all. Now this card just came out, so I was shuffling my cards, and this really makes sense in terms of the divide. This card for me always shows sacred connections, twin flames, manifestations. So I'm really getting alignment happening for those who are healers, light workers, aligning the yin-yang energy, which is creating a lot of power and change globally. So this is sort of what we don't see in some who are going through big transformations. You might see butterflies as a sign that you're going through this yourself. I'm getting shivers now because I'm channeling Spirit. We are all very important, that's what I'm hearing, in terms of creating this balance in the world. I'll go a bit further. We do have light workers working in certain places around the world who are stepping up now as well, in terms of making these changes, sort of like fighting against the dark, but not physically, but standing up to them. So that's what's coming through. See anything else that comes out on global energy. Okay, that one. Yeah, storm warning. Wow. No surprise there. See, it's number 10, which is about completions. This is what's happening, as I said, this destruction. So interesting that I said that, isn't it? I see things wilting, crumbling away. The world as we knew it. This storm has come in for a reason, to clear everything away and create this change, which we're going to move into. However, we need to sort of brace ourselves, during this storm. We might have an increase in storms, I'm hearing as well, thunderstorms. There may be electricity power cuts for some time for some people. So make sure you're prepared for that in terms of having provisions. But yeah, this really makes sense because this is what I'm feeling. It's been building up to this 10, this ending. Wow, on the bottom of the deck, that's very interesting, anxiety. Yeah, I mean, this is what I feel. It's amazing how I feel it. The global energy come over me when I do these readings. But there's a storm outside the window that's past, or is it to come? I feel some people know it's coming, or with what's happening, many people are feeling anxious, fear, as I said, which is a low vibration. So try not to be in that energy. Try not to focus on it too much in your mind. Try not to look too much at stuff. Just let it pass, let this storm pass, because the storm will pass as well. But for this reading, I want to look a bit more into the 3D energy for this reading, and just see what comes through. So you know what I'm being shown here as well, suddenly. This storm is going towards this magician in the mirror. But this magician is balanced with the hot and cold, aligned. So it cannot pull down this energy. This is what I see as a light worker, as I said. However, we've also got magicians, it's interesting that's come out, who are of the dark, who could be manifesting this. I'm getting like create the problem, create the solution from this. So these problems we see have been manipulated by certain energies to make this destruction happen, so they can come along and say, right, we're going to rebuild everything. Create the solution. So let's look a bit deeper into that. Into these 3D energies. Yeah, no surprise. One card's come out and we've got the devil, which is the dark energy, as I said. Behind the scenes, this energy has these light workers chained and it's dragging them along. So this is where people in the world have been for many years, chained to institutions, the media, leaders, governments. This is what's creating this storm, as I said. Negative energies. Addictions as well. So they're trying to keep people stuck, whereas here, see how free this energy looks. Some people have freed themselves and they no longer feel tied down. That's what's causing this unrest, like with these protests, you know. I'm getting the word staged come through, by the way, and manipulated for protests. However, there are still more people standing up and saying, no, we're not going to do this anymore. Yeah, it's interesting. We've got the Emperor, Queen of Wands coming out here. Now, the Emperor can speak about authority. So, you know, those in power behind the scenes, manipulating. As I said, it's interesting, he's holding a globe in his hand, so global power. There's someone, this comes out in some of my true crime readings. There's a small number of people behind the scenes who basically rule everything globally. They think they're above everyone else. They are of the dark. They own a lot of a lot of websites, companies. They're all intertwined. The media as well. You know, there's a lot of manipulation there. But notice this energy, I'm reading these cards intuitively, walking away. This is a very confident energy with a lioness by her side. He or she is no gender. Walking away. It's interesting, she's got a wand as well. So there's the magician, you see. Light workers. People who see things very clearly are walking away from what once was. And so for a while we need to go through this, as I said, this turmoil before we can create this change. Now the Emperor is also divine masculine energy, by the way, that's creating a shift. Doesn't matter about gender, it's our own inner divine masculine energy that's rising up, as we're seeing here. So a few different things. Two major arcana show major turning points happening at the moment in the world. Okay everyone, I'm picking up on a lot of anxiety in the stomach at the moment. So I'm feeling that some of you may experience this anxiety and fear. You may even manifest some physical symptoms. So, as I said, try to not watch too much stuff, not focus on it. Instead, focus on the light and positive things. That's how we create this shift. So, I had to pause the camera there, and I was shuffling my cards, and these three just dropped out. So I'm going to take these. Now this first one really makes sense. Five of Wands. See, we can see here the conflict, drama, tension, competition, fighting that's happening in the 3D world as we know it. Now this is so interesting. As I said, I read, as you can tell, intuitively with cards. Notice this female with a wand again. Well, in fact, she's got two. And she's got another one there. So this person, doesn't matter about gender, as I said in tarot, there's no gender. This person's armed. Not with weapons, like we're seeing here, but just with words and energy. The energy this person puts out there is light. That's how we fight it. Look at the difference. And as a result, Six of Wands speaks of victory. The horse for triumph, strength. We need to be strong. during this time. This energy is moving forward, looking forward. We will have victory in this situation. A lot of wands here now, 3, and the Queen of Wands, so that speaks of movement, passion, power, and that's what's happening, that's what we're seeing. It's this battle now, but people obviously don't need to fight physically. The pen is mightier than the sword. Think of things you could do, to share your light. I mean, you could write a letter, for example. Speak your truth with someone, verbally if possible. But just be mindful that it may bring out these kind of energies in some. Now, I've just remembered something that happened to me a few weeks ago, and I knew that I'd have to sort of bring it into a reading at some point, and here I am. Because I've experienced this myself recently, where I was of the light. I decided not to sort of hide away, let's say, and not say anything. I won't go into too much detail about what this situation was, but I basically spoke with a few people, said my bit. I was assertive, I wasn't aggressive, I was honest, truthful, and open. And that's what I am. In general, people know that about me and those that know me. And this is what's happening for some out there as well, which is why this has come through, this story. However, as a result, we've got retaliation that happens. And this is what happened with me. I had a feeling, I thought, the problem with speaking your truth, being brave and honest and open, is if the people you share this with are a lower vibration, basically wounded, then they won't be able to take it, and they'll try and, do something back in retaliation to annoy you, upset you, whatever it is. But you are protected if you're a light worker, and you'll notice that karma will come flying back at those energies, which I've seen many a time in my life, actually, not in this instance in particular, not just that one, but others as well. And that happened for these energies, by the way. Something then happened, like a higher power came down on those energies, and then they were like silenced. And that was that. So we must not be scared of speaking our truth, saying our bit. Why should we? Because what happened for me was I just sat there and I thought, why should I sit here and just wait for this situation to happen again? So that's what it was. I felt this tingling in my solar plexus. I was motivated, courageous, like this energy. There's a lion by my side. That's the way I felt. And I just went for it. I thought, right, I've had it. I'm not going to just take this anymore, but I will be of the light. So I believe that's what's happening globally. When that happened to me, I thought, this is what's happening at a global level, I believe. Have any of you experienced this yourselves? Let us know if you wish. But there will be victory, you see, in the end, with the Six of Wands. And this is a light worker here, charging forward, creating changes as a result of being honest and sharing the truth as well. So I honestly wasn't planning on sharing that in this reading. It just came up there, and I was guided to share it. But I do remember now when that happened, it showed me what's happening out there to other people as well. So 5D energies, speaking out, being honest, being brave, and that's what's bringing out these lower vibrational energies: anger, violence, turmoil, anxiety, fear. All low vibrational energies are all coming out, and that's what's creating this storm, which we saw right at the beginning. So the storm is like the 3D, and that, as I said, is the 5D there. Balanced energies creating the shift. So you see, when you know that, it kind of gives you hope, doesn't it? You know, just be in that energy of the light. But let's just take some final cards to see what's going to happen now, moving forward with the global energy. Yeah, mixture of energies here have come out. So the Seven of Swords can speak about deception, lies, untruths that will continue. But notice this person is holding the sword of truth there, seeing beyond those lies that are being told by these institutions, governments, media. The media in particular is one that's just sort of coming to me. And there's going to be some healing. We will reach a point of people just backing down, healing after, could be like an explosion, is what I'm hearing. A lot of unrest. And this card's also showing alignment. See, we've got the light and dark coming through here. Yin yang. First of all, aligning of energies. Awakening for many as well with this card. So it's so interesting what I said before about the world withering. I'm seeing that in the roots here. So from this withered world sprout these new healthy trees and new healthy energies. That's, I believe, where we will move to after this period of healing. And we've got an abundant, secure energy here. People being self-sufficient. Again, so interesting how we've got the leaves here growing. So creating a new world. Actually, maybe a new life for yourself. But just globally, it's going to create a shift. It could start with one person who says, enough, here's the truth, and the truth comes out about one thing. I have said this actually in some of my true crime readings. It's going to spiral. We're going to have one truth come out, then another, and it will just continue and continue until people realise they've been blinded, lied to. That's why obviously people are going to need to heal, because for some it's going to really create a feeling of shock. But people will come out the other side, reborn. Feeling secure in themselves. That's really what I'm getting here. So Judgment Day, with that only major arcana there coming out, this day is meant to happen. It will come. Yeah, and the bottom of the deck, Queen of Swords here. Interesting again, Sword of Truth. Speaking the truth, sharing the truth, which creates changes with butterflies. And I think I said at the beginning, correct me if I'm wrong, that you might see butterflies, sign of the changes that will happen to many when they realise these truths. And here's all of us acting from the heart, sharing our light. Because remember that some of us know, some of us can see what's happening very clearly, which I feel I can. However, many can't, because they're in, this energy of anxiety, fear, just thinking the worst and not seeing the bigger picture. It may shock many as well when this starts to happen. But I'm just getting this healing that we will move into in the future. So that's it. Keep sharing your light, speaking your truth, standing up to those energies. That's what creates the shift. It doesn't mean violence at all, as you know. It doesn't mean shouting. It simply means being confident, brave, like the lion here, sharing your light with others, helping them also feel courageous, and that brings in this victory. Okay everyone, so I really hope you've enjoyed this reading. It was quite impromptu today, actually. Thank you so much for being here. Please do let us know in the comments if you resonate with this. Let us know what you think, if you like this type of reading. I'll probably do more as things continue to shift. But please, if anything, have hope and be positive. So that's it. Please do like, share, comment and subscribe. Hit the like button. It can help my content get out there more, if that's at all possible. And I'll see you all very soon.